Stand by, here we go.
After we'll get another cushion. Maybe I can get a little cushion.
It was 1998, and I sat down with Al Gore. I was fortunate enough to go to the White House, and he literally drew a picture of our planet Earth and the atmosphere around it, and I didn't understand what climate change was. The next thing I knew, I was an activist immediately, and I have remained that way because to me, it's truly a science fiction movie. The fact that what's at stake here is, it's actually like a film of an invasion of people from another planet. It's that catastrophic, the consequences of what can happen in this century. I know Obama's legacy is attached to it. He has to do something. He has to do something. The big factors in the room are, of course, the United States and China. But we are the United States in the dark ages when it comes to environmental progress. We need to make a statement. We've been polluting more than any other country recently. China has surpassed us, but we have to factor into the fact that 80% of their pollution comes from manufacturing goods that the Western world buys. So we are the big player in the room, and it's imperative that the United States makes major headway. Well, this is amongst many other stories around the world of corporations not taking responsibility for our planet. We're a global community when it comes to climate change, and every company, every government needs to act that way. It almost seems like an impossible task at times for the entire world to work towards one common goal. It's never happened in history, but it's our own survival that's at stake, and the changing of weather patterns and desertification, ocean acidification, freak storms, hundreds of millions of climate refugees is what's at stake here. And this is all, what's at stake is something that's going to alter our planet for tens of thousands, if not millions of years. And the scientific consensus is in. There's no more argument. Anyone that argues with climate change is absolutely influenced by industry, or they are in the dark ages. I think that they are going to make some considerable progress as compared to every other summit that has ever happened, because they've all been catastrophic failures of world leadership. And this is the first one where they have to make some commitments. The big problem that I've spoken to, and everyone in the environmental community, is it going to be enough? That is the question. I know that there's going to be some progress made, but it's that 2-degree threshold that we have to worry about. This is where the entire scientific community is under agreement that if we surpass that 2-degree threshold, which we are headed towards at a more rapid pace than ever predicted, then we're in a situation of uncontrolled climate change, where all of a sudden it gets out of our hands. So it is the most imperative meaning about the future of our planet and the future of all civilization, in my opinion, that has ever been formed. So if they don't do enough, then we are certainly in a bad trajectory for the future. It's a good question. I've been doing a documentary all about climate change, and I've interviewed every scientist under the sun. I've traveled all over the world to speak to different individuals on the ground, and a lot of the documentary is to see if there is hope. It's a very complicated question because this year, 2015, is the biggest turning point in climate history, and it depends on what happens in the next couple months.